Hello again, folks. It's Barry with Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair. And today is going to be a little bit unusual in that we're not demonstrating a customer's unit. I'm actually in the middle of a customer's unit doing a conversion. And in the process of replacing the 8-track motor, I've run into a very familiar problem, and that is the pulley situation. Let me switch my camera over to the view that I really want. Okay, where are you? There we are. Okay, this is the original Delco 8-track motor, big old fat job there. And this is my replacement motor that took me quite some time to find. Now, one thing to consider here is that the vast majority of 8-track motors have a shaft diameter of just under zero point 0.1 inches. I've been moving more towards metric these days, so we'll call it just under zero point 0.1 inches. Now, the shaft on a Delco motor is a couple thousandths bigger than that, as you can see. So obviously we're going to need to transfer this special size pulley onto my new motor. And now a lot of pulleys have set screws that you tighten them up with. Some of them are glued on. In the case of these Delco motors, these pulleys are either press fitted on or heat fitted on, meaning that the hole in the pulley is the exact same diameter as the shaft, meaning that it will not go on that shaft because it would need to be just a touch bigger, the pulley, to actually slide over that shaft. So you could either get a puller, you'd have to probably specially make some kind of a weird puller to slowly coax that pulley off of there. Forget about taking two screwdrivers and prying it off. It's not a good idea. You're going to mess up the pulley and probably knock the thing off a square too. So what I have come up with is I'm just going to heat this baby so that the pulley expands. That hole will become large enough that this pulley will slip off that shaft, and then while it's still red hot, I'll just slip it onto my newer motor, and that should be a perfect fit. And I'm sure I know that it will be because I've been doing it for years. But I'm just kind of demonstrating it, and also for now that I'm starting to sell some parts and motors to other shops, this is also kind of an instructional video. Some of the guys seem really apprehensive about heating up the pulley to transfer it. So I thought seeing it done, might put you guys at ease. So let's just go ahead and get started. I've got the little spacer tool. This is actually a special tool I made for Chrysler radios. They require a lot of really weird special tools, and I'm just using it as a spacer to stand that pulley up off of the motor face, so that I've got room to get in there with oil if I ever want to, and to more or less make the pulley the same height as the original. So here we go. We've got a little blowtorch. I hope I still have enough gas in it to do this job, and just get a few tools ready, because once that thing gets hot enough to pull out the shaft, got to act really quick before it cools down. So I got my little stuff in place to grab onto it, and so let's just go ahead and start this process rolling. See if I can get this thing lit. Almost out of gas, so now needless to say, the original motor needs to be already bad, because putting this kind of heat on it's most likely going to destroy it. So we're just going to heat that pulley up. The hottest part of the flame is right at the blue tip that's in the middle of the flame. At the very tip of that is the hottest part of the flame. And this heat distributes enough through that brass that you don't really need to worry about turning it. The heat will conduct plenty well to enlarge the entire pulley. So we're just going to keep heating this puppy up, and we're actually going to wait until that pulley literally turns cherry red before we go to pull it off. It's getting pretty close. You can see that the motor shaft has already turned a cherry red, so we'll be ready to pull this off pretty quick. Okay, let's try it. Off it comes. Come on, baby. And onto the new motor it goes. Just like that. I'm going to leave the spacer on just for a moment. Make sure that it's square. We don't want that pulley is somewhat softened now, so we don't want that thing to go on crooked and reform itself that way. Okay, I'm sure that's plenty of cooling off time, at least to remove our little spacer. Okay, and now I'm really don't want to touch it, but now we've got our motor. Now we've got our pulley mounted to our new motor. And as you can see, it's nice and square, no wobbling. I don't recommend touching it just yet. I'm only touching it for just a brief period of time. So there we are. There's our old Delco pulley, transferred from our old Delco motor to our brand new adjustable speed motor, and that part of the job's done. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Just wanted to share this quick little tip with you guys. This is Barry with Barry's 8-Track and Classic Car Radio Repair. Needless to say, if you have an 8-track unit, either for home or for car use, in need of service, you can reach me directly at 928-533-9666. My website is in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.